Let's get the party started. It's the third helping of our road trip excitement with Christina Trevanian and James Braxton. Surprise, surprise, James is actually in the lead.
This road trip, you'll be against James Braxton, they said. James Braxton, they said, oh, delightful, I said. What a gentleman he is, I said. They said, don't worry, you're bound to win, because James never wins.
I know, it's a shock to both you and I.
Last time, James's little buvvy figure raked in a small fortune.
And for £300...
Very, very well done, you.
This leg,
Hello.
Christina heads for uncharted waters.
Are you sure we're allowed back here?
Oh, yes.
And James gets to grip with the exotic.
I'm like a Bedouin tribesman.
How are you going to spend your pile, James?
Buy diamonds.
Diamonds.
You've got the budget to buy diamonds now. Come on, you can do it.
Not quite. From her original £200, Christina has £284.92. James also began with £200, and he's way out in front with a mighty £616.50.
Everything you touched
Just turn to gold. didn't it?
turned to gold. I mean, literally. Can you lend me some money?
Our Pez road trip kicked off in Northumberland, auctioned in Hamilton and Greater Manchester, and will continue onwards to Merseyside, Tyne Wear, and will cross the border once more with a concluding auction in Ayr on the west coast of Scotland. Today our adventure begins in Levenshulme in Manchester with an auction in Liverpool in Merseyside. What's the mood in the 1965 Jaguar Mark II like?
I'll set you a challenge now. You'll clamber back. Put some pressure on me. I've got to spend in hundreds now.
Yeah, you have.
I have.
You really have. Are you going to spend it all?
I'm trying to, yeah.
Ooh.
Our cheeky twosome have reached their first port of call. Legend has it that Dick Turpin stopped here for a quick half on his travels. But right now, our antiques heroes are sharing this fine establishment. No fighting now, you two.
No, I think
Why are you swinging
I've
around it?
been here before.
Have you?
Yeah,
It's very pretty, isn't it?
yeah.
Levenshulme Antiques Village has been established for over 30 years and has dealers aplenty.
I think this goes to the ballroom.
Well, come on.
Do some waltzing or something.
First one gets the bargain. Come on, come on.
First one gets what?
First one gets the bargain.
Oh, yeah, well, that's very true. Oh, my goodness.
This is part of my training.
Yes, it
Blimey, those stairs look a bit strenuous.
Right, okay. Upstairs or downstairs?
You're in the bargain basement, my dear.
In the sin bin.
Sinvin.
Off I go.
Thank you. See you later.
Behave yourself, money bags. Now let's follow Skippy Christina first.
Hello.
Look at this.
£250, my goodness. James could buy 3 of these with his budget. My budget. I can't stretch to that much. Never mind. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Don't let your lack of cash put you off, Christina. Some of the dealers here use the outbuildings to hoard their goodies.
This is all ringing a lot of bells. Oh, if you need me, call Baz. I'm only 10 minutes away. Thanks, Baz.
While Christina tries to get hold of friendly dealer Baz, what's our James up to?
Who doesn't love an elephant? I'm gonna be spending sort of 100 odd pounds, and I'm looking for items, sensational items, good quality, good materials, and humour. Humour worked well for me, that little figure. And here is your regimental sergeant major barking out orders. I want to replicate that.
I bet you do.
Humour.
Now, back to Christina. Any luck with Baz?
Good morning. How are you? Now, we met a long time ago, didn't we?
Couple of years, is
Was
it?
it a couple of years? Was it that long?
Yeah, I think so.
Goodness. Have you missed me?
Yeah, I certainly have.
Who wouldn't, eh?
Blimey. I like that. It's a very tactical boot scrape you've got there, Danny.
Well, that's all it's needed.
Blast. Hey, look at
You
this.
don't need anything else.
You haven't sold those aeroplanes yet, have you? So is this your workshop in here?
It was, yeah, it should be, but I don't really do any work.
You don't do any work?
No.
Is that why you open at 1?
1 o'clock, yeah.
Cheeky. Remember, you want to get some deals. Now, Baz's empire stretches on and on and on.
Ta-da.
There we go.
This lifts up and lifts out.
How much have you got on that?
£10.
£10?
Yeah, got to be worth £10.
This vintage kitchen rack could be used for drying herbs or even flowers, as well as clothes. You never know, someone might like it.
£5 and I'll have it.
OK.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see what else we can find.
A £5 for Christina's very first buy. Back to the man with the cash. How's James faring?
Always look up, always look down. This is quite a nice rug here. What I like about it is the pattern. Still nice and stiff. It's still got its natural oils in it. It's a red ground, and then it's got a nice fawn ground border.
There's no price tag on this one, but that's never stopped him before.
If that could be sort of 50, 80 pounds, I might have a go at that. It's a goodie.
Dealer Ronnie is on hand to aid Mr. Braxton.
Now, in the tradition of this business, how much? How much have you got on the carpet?
40 quid.
40 quid?
Aye.
Would you take 30?
35.
35. You've got yourself a deal, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Lovely doing business
That's
with
all right.
you.
Not bad, James. £35 for a beautiful but weighty Jerez carpet.
I'm like a Bedouin tribesman. Oh. Oh. Never mind the quality, feel the weight, Chief. Yo. Oh.
Blimey, that's quite a workout. With James's shopping done, there's time to torment Christina. She's found another shed, and Baz's son, Richard.
Is it dry in there? Christine?
Perfectly dry, yeah.
It's not wet.
There's the galvanised ladders here too.
Galvanised. Oh,
Yeah.
we're moving. It's a sort of history of ladders, isn't it?
Seems like it.
Got a nice pub table there. Yeah. What's that, Christina?
Nothing, nothing, go away.
Nice angle pies. They sell quite well, those. But make sure it stays in the correct position. So many of them sort of move around.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's the quality one.
30 quid. 30 quid. Yeah. Is it?
30 quid.
See? Right, isn't it?
It's you only, though.
Please go away. You're dropping
I'm
off.
going away. Good luck.
Okay, have
Well done.
fun.
Yeah, you scram, James.
That's cool. But it's not actually Angle Poise stamped, is it?
Now let's take a better look.
Now, Richard, I've already sort of had a word with your dad over in his establishment over here. So what could be your very best price on said lamp?
£30.
No, Richard, that's not a very nice figure. £20. You got a deal.
25 and you got a deal.
No, I've already spent money with
I
Dad.
don't care.
£20.
Buy something else.
Richard tries to sweeten the deal with a vintage petrol can.
I don't even think I want a petrol can.
Give me your money. Just give me your money.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're a gentleman, Richard. Loving your style.
Oh, she's got her way there. Christina spent £20 on the angle lamp and £5 on the vintage kitchen rack. Meanwhile, James has journeyed to the town of Altrincham in Greater Manchester. As a bit of a foodie and gourmet himself, James is going to find out about the maverick preacher who became the founding father of vegetarianism in Great Britain, William Cowherd.
Hello, James.
I'm Derek, welcome to Altrincham.
Lead on.
Let's go through.
Thank you.
Born in Lancashire in 1763, Cowherd lived in a world where meat was king. A staunch religious belief coupled with a vegetarian diet was the way forward, according to Cowherd.
Why vegetarianism? Why choose that as a cornerstone of belief?
There's a fundamental belief that God existed in every living thing, and to strike at another living thing was to harm God in some way. So they also linked their vegetarianism to a mild-mannered approach to life. They believed that a meat diet made people aggressive.
At the time, the health benefits of a meat-free diet were unknown.
How at odds was this sort of thinking, you know, George III on the throne, steak and kidney pie, pints of mead and porter?
Yeah, well, certainly if you were rich and powerful, meat was part of your regular diet. But I think for the ordinary person, meat was something of a treat. But it's not true to say that it was so at odds with the times. There was a burgeoning movement. People like Shelley were advocating vegetarianism at the time. A lot of leading Methodists, such as John Wesley, were vegetarians and advocated vegetarianism. So Cowherd fitted into that movement, but the key thing that he brought it was he popularised it and institutionalised it.
After a series of conflicts with a variety of churches, Cowherd broke with convention and decided to build his very own place of worship.
He established a Bible Christian church in a chapel that he built in Salford, and in 1809 he preached his first sermon there when he called on his followers to become vegetarians, and that was the very first vegetarian institution in modern times.
The first to abandon meat-eating and adopt vegetarianism as a healthier way of life, Cowherd's church became a magnet for the working class.
Cowherd attracted people from all over the Manchester area. His church was absolutely packed, and one of the reasons for that is not only because of the radical theology that he put forward, but also because the church became a working class institution. It provided people with basic medical services. There was a library there, a school, and I think one of the most important things, given the circumstance of the time, was the fact that you could have free burials there. Within 5 years, I believe, of the church being established, something like 3,000 people were buried in this tiny plot of land at the heart of Salford, and that was really important for working class families.
On a slightly lighter note, Jonathan Smith from the Vegetarian Society is going to treat James to a dish Cowherd would have eaten. Peas pudding is traditionally made from dried peas, salt and copious amounts of butter.
Oh, look at it. Let's have a look. Bye. You're back in time. Well, no wonder they had such a large congregation. It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
And it appealed to the simple palate of Cowherd and his congregation. Jonathan has also rustled up a modern-day lentil dal to tempt James's taste buds.
So what can the modern vegetarian enjoy which is so different from the peas?
Well, we now have a much broader repertoire of ingredients than we had sort of back in the 19th century. Lots of international influence.
Yeah.
These two dishes actually have a lot in common. They're both made from legumes.
That was really good, isn't it?
Yep.
So, from a rather sort of select sort of initial movement, this is now vegetarianism is a very common way of life, isn't it?
There's no reason not to love vegetarian food.
Do you think I'd shrink?
I am saying nothing. With an estimated 500 million vegetarians worldwide, William Cowherd's pioneering radical beliefs in the 19th century began a movement that has endured the test of time. Back to Christina in the fancy motor.
James has made an awful lot of money, and he should be justifiably proud of himself because he's done fantastically well, beyond his wildest dreams, which is brilliant. But it also means that I have got an awful lot of catching up to do.
Best get your skates on and find some winners, old bean. The town of Failsworth in the borough of Oldham is where we are headed. With a rich heritage of hat making, this is the place to buy a traditional bowler. James will be jealous. Corner House Antiques is in the heart of the town's antiques quarter. Owner Jim has been in the biz for over 30 years.
Show me the empire, Jim. Where do we go?
Well, you can have a look in here, have a look round, see if there is anything, and then we go through here. And there's a big room where
Oh,
I'm sure we can sort you out.
back hit. Are you sure we're allowed back hit?
Oh, yes.
Christina has just under £260 to spend in here. It's cram full.
Oh, Jim. That's nice. You're going to tell me it's not for sale now, aren't you?
No, it's for sale.
Oh, it is for sale?
Yes, I'm not going to tell you it's not for sale.
Oh.
It is for sale.
And you're going to tell me it's probably got about £200 on it?
No, I think we can do that around the 60 mark.
Oh, really? When you say around the 60 mark, how around?
Well, I've told you where I want to be. You tell me where you want to be.
Oh, okay. I like that, though. It's golden oak, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And it would have been some kind of retailers or display cabinet originally.
Probably on a shop counter or something like that, displaying some goods of some description.
That is nice.
Spot on, you two. What's next?
Oh, do you use this to while away the hours when you're in the shop?
Yeah, when we've nothing to do.
Once the largest toy manufacturers in Britain, the brand is synonymous with high-quality tin plate children's toys. This is a popular Triang Puff Puff.
So what have we got on the Puff Puff?
Well, I'd like around 35.
See, to me, that's £30 to £50 at auction. And I like it.
25 if it helps you.
OK, so what can we do for Puff Puff and the cabinet?
65 for the two.
For the two?
For the two.
Really?
Yeah.
I am not going to haggle at that.
I think there's a bit of wage.
Gymnasium.
That'll do,
I am
mate.
happy.
Thank you very much.
£65.
Thanks, Jim. £40 for the golden oak display cabinet and £25 for the Triang Puff Puff. Puff. That's the end of the shopping for today. It's all about threads, you know.
I've got the magic corduroys on.
Ah, well done.
The needle cords keep.
You haven't really deviated away from the corduroys. It's the
I
beginning
know.
of
I
the trip.
was as I was packing my bag, I was saying, you know, I seem to have got stuck in a rut here.
I think it's time for a rest. Nighty-night. Oh, what a beautiful morning. How are we today, you two?
Are you going to change it? What gear are you in?
I'm in second.
Are you going to change up?
It's my preferred gear selection. Second.
But if you change up, it won't sound quite so sort of...
Yeah, but I don't want to labour the engine. This is a modern problem. Everybody seems to change up gear. Everybody's
All
going
right,
20 miles
keep your
an hour.
hair on. Here's a reminder of what our road trippers have bought so far. Christina has 4 lots. The vintage kitchen rack, the angle lamp, the golden oak display cabinet and the Triang Puff Puff. She has £194.92 for the day ahead. Whereas James is saving his cash like a squirrel hoarding his nuts for winter. He's spent just £35 on a carpet, leaving him with a colossal £581.50. Oh, lordy.
Lots of cash. Lots of cash to spend.
Loads of cash.
Loads of cash. But with cash comes pressure, you see.
Never a truer. Gentleman Jim is dropping Christina in Knutsford.
Have a lovely day.
Same to you,
All
same
right,
to you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll return to Christina later, but for now, let's stick with Mr. Braxton.
Spring has sprung. I've got loads of money in my pocket. I've got a spring in my step. All that lies ahead of me is antiques and profit.
You hope. James is making his way to the sunny village of Lostock Graylham in Cheshire. With a wallet stuffed with notes, James is going to try his luck in here.
Oh, that looks good. Lock, stock.
Jan is the owner of this fine shop.
James.
Yeah, nice to meet
good to
you.
meet you. I like a nice jumbly shop, if that's not
it.
too rude.
No, it isn't.
Moneybags Braxton has hundreds to spend, so what'll tickle his fancy in here?
Jan, I'm going to have a good old
You
rootful.
have a mooch around, but don't trip over anything.
I won't. I'll try not to trip over anything. Hey, this is unusual. What's this?
It's a library table.
So you've got a nice bit of specimen marble here, haven't you?
And then you've got a revolving... I just put my videos in there, little bits.
Yeah.
Probably for miniature books.
Multi-purpose item, this, 19th century. Lovely little marble top for your glass or vino, and space for a library underneath, or maybe some nibbles. Nice.
And where do you think it comes from, yeah?
French.
French. Yeah.
It's got that look about it. It's chunky.
It's chunky. It's typically French, isn't it?
Yes.
A bit showy.
James thinks it needs a bit of elbow grease.
We're adding value.
We're adding value, Jan, aren't we? Giving it a nice polish.
I'm looking for a maid. It's come up, it's looking rich
Is it
now.
looking better? I don't know if I should have done it. I'm adding value before I've even done the price. What's your price, Chief?
I could do you £40 for
Come on.
it. Thank
you
you.
very much indeed.
It is cash from you, isn't it?
Of course it is. Cash is king. Cash is king.
He's not really making a dent in his huge budget, but he's still on the mooch for more.
In that cupboard, there's sets of... It's all coins.
Oh, let me have a look in the coins.
Prepare yourself, dear viewer.
When you get to my age, you know, you remember the adage, any fool can be uncomfortable. Oh, there we are. Lucky I'm a yogic master.
Yeah, very lucky.
Look at this. What's in here?
All old pennies.
All old pennies? Blimey O'Reilly.
about a kilo.
Look at that. There is some old pennies in there. Do you think there's some valuable old pennies?
The only ones that are missing are 1933, but I think they're all accounted for now. They're worth about 10,000 each.
Really? Do you think there's 10,000?
No.
19, have you checked them? Have you checked them?
I've checked some of them, but you get fed up looking at all the old...
God, that's a punt, isn't it?
It is. Pennies from 1933 are extremely rare and worth a small fortune because the Royal Mint had a surplus from the previous year. It is believed that less than 10 penny coins were ever minted.
Blimey.
Can you manage?
Yeah.
Steady on there, old fruit.
Stick it on there.
That is a weight, isn't it?
Yep.
After closer inspection, James seems very interested in his weighty batch of pennies.
How much do you want for these, Jan?
That's £15.
£15?
But you got that in weight, you'll get that in scrap.
Well, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? I'm going to buy them. Jan,
Well
thank
done.
you, Archdeacon. Thank you.
You'll have to wash your hands afterwards.
I know, Guy, you're getting grubby, aren't I?
The 19th century French table and the massive collection of old pennies for £55. Look, Jan is even helping James to the car. That's what you call service.
Step this way, Jan.
Thank you.
Into the motor.
Meanwhile, let's return to Christina in Knutsford. Established in 1995 by owner David, Knutsford Antiques is where she's headed. This fine emporium is absolutely packed full of goodies. Our girl has just under £200 to spend.
This is quite interesting. We've got a carved, what looks like sort of possibly jade or nephrite bowl here, which is really rather lovely, isn't it? Can you imagine carving or sticking out in a lathe? Oriental agate bowl and stand. I don't think it started life with the stand, but it certainly sits quite nicely on it, doesn't it? Oh, that's quite lovely. God, what's it worth though? I mean, the Oriental market, especially the Chinese market, is incredibly buoyant at the moment. But that's a bit of a risk, isn't it?
Priced at £135, its vendor is a chap called Malcolm. But let's ask David if there's a deal to be done.
Do you think Malcolm might nudge it under 100? Or do you think 100 over 100? What do you think? Because I don't know what it's... I honestly don't know what it's worth.
Well, to get down to 100 from where he's asking would really be pushing the boat out for Malcolm. What we'll do for you, we'll match what Malcolm would go for, and that would take it to just below the 100 for you.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
I think I'd be tempted at that.
Get it down to 95 for you.
If it doesn't sell, for profit, David, I'll have to come back and say, David,
we did the best, and that's how it goes. Yeah.
It's quite interesting, isn't it?
I think you'd be okay. No.
Do you think?
I think so. Yeah, it's worth it. That's for sure.
It is a lovely thing, isn't it?
Thanks, David. With a combined discount of £40, that gambled buy has just left Christina with a few pennies under £100. Now let's find James.
This Jaguar is absolutely lovely to drive. Just sings along. It's like a very large sewing machine. I'm mechanically connected.
Yeah. Let's get the party started. It's the third helping of our road trip excitement with Christina Trevanion and James Braxton. Surprise, surprise, James is actually in the lead.
This road trip, you'll be against James Braxton,
yeah.
they said. James Braxton, they said, oh, delightful, I said. What a gentleman he is, I said. They said, don't worry, you're bound to win, because James never wins.
I know. It's a shock to both you and I.
Last time, James's little buvvy figure raked in a small fortune.
And for £300...
Very, very well done, you.
This leg,
Hello.
Christina heads for uncharted waters.
Are you sure we're allowed back here?
Oh, yes.
And James gets to grip with the exotic.
I'm like a Bedouin tribesman.
How are you going to spend your pile, James?
Buy diamonds.
Diamonds.
You've got the budget to buy diamonds now. Come on, you can do it.
Not quite. From her original £200, Christina has £284.92. James also began with £200, and he's way out in front with a mighty £616.50.
Everything you touched
Just turn to gold.
turned to gold. I mean, literally. Can you lend me some money?
Our Pez road trip kicked off in Northumberland, auctioned in Hamilton and Greater Manchester, and will continue onwards to Merseyside, Tyne Wear, and will cross the border once more with a concluding auction in Ayr on the west coast of Scotland. Today our adventure begins in Levenshulme in Manchester, with an auction in Liverpool in Merseyside.
They're a pair. You know, we've got two samurai. The pattern, the decoration's totally right. The bases are exactly right. They're a pair. And samurai, they are. I'll have to ask Dave his reasoning for the separation.
Oh, Dave.
Now, Dave, is this a new retail trend here? Do you find they sold better singularly then?
Sometimes people only prefer to take a single item. They may not have room in a modern house for something like that.
What could they be for the pair? Because I'd hate to see them...
Well, we've got a modest 55 on each at the moment.
Modest. Yeah.
I'm sure we can do something better than that, James.
What could you do, Chief?
Make it 70 for the two.
Thank you, I'll take those.
Thank you very
really
much indeed.
Kind. So that's the... Have you got the silver bit?
Indeed, I
Got the
have.
silver bit. Excellent.
Interesting buys there, James. £150 for the silver card case and the pair of Satsuma vases. With all the shopping complete, James is going to take the motor for a spin. Back to Christina, she's made her way to Anderton, near the village of Northwich. It is home to a marvel of Victorian engineering, which was the first of its kind in the world. Christina is meeting with visitor manager Graham Wood to find out about what is often called the Cathedral of the Canals.
Welcome to Anderton Boat Lift.
Why, thank you. I mean, it looks like a seriously magnificent structure, but I've just got a feeling we're only seeing a very small part of it here.
Yes, you are. If you like a better look, we can go down into the grounds.
Into the ground?
Yes.
Ooh, let's do it.
Let's go.
One of the 7 wonders of Britain's waterways, this giant iron spider structure was designed by engineer Edwin Clark and officially opened in 1875. The Anderton Boat Lift was built to solve the expensive dilemma of transporting pottery from Staffordshire to Cheshire. The predicament engineers faced was that the canals and river were at vastly different heights.
This is the closest point that the Trent and Mersey Canal and the River Weaver come together. It was put here because there wasn't enough room. It wouldn't be feasible to put a flight of locks in because they haven't got the room to do it.
Okay.
And a Mr. Edwin Clark, who had built a boat lift down in a dock in London,
Yeah.
was asked to build a boat lift.
Is it still in use?
It is.
Can we have a go?
We certainly can.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Brilliant.
The Anderton boat lift was a revolutionary solution and was the world's first hydraulically operated system to race boats without the need to unload. It slashed journey time down from 1 week on the canal to just 1 day using the lift.
So, Graham, we're in the lift.
Yes, we are.
This is wildly exciting for me. This is my first lift experience. Tell me, how is it when, because we've come in underneath this here, and obviously they've closed those there.
Yes.
So effectively now we're just in a big boat bathtub.
Yeah, it's called a caisson. Effectively, it's like a bathtub.
Right.
When the gates drop down, that makes the seal, and once you've done that, they drop the wedge.
Right.
And once the wedge is dropped, that's when the lift is free to move.
So how long will it take us to get to the top?
The lift actually moves at 9 feet a minute, and it's 50 feet and 4 inches between the Trent Mersey Canal and the River Weaver below.
Gosh, 50 feet and 4 inches. That's quite a distance, isn't it?
It is.
Woo.
At its peak, upwards of 100 boats travel through the lift daily.
So we're at the top. We've stopped moving. What happens now?
Well, the operator will ask the gentleman in the control room to fill the interspace with water, and then they'll take the gates up into the air to allow us to pass out.
In the 19th century, local industry enjoyed a boom in their fortunes thanks to this groundbreaking design. From its original practical use for transporting goods, it now attracts enthusiasts from all over the world as a jolly lovely day out.
We can't have both sets of gates up at any one time, because if we did, we'd empty the canal for quite some way.
Oh, that wouldn't be a good move.
No.
I'm not sure the swans and the ducks would be very happy about that.
It certainly wouldn't.
After you.
It's very smooth, isn't it?
It is, yes.
This working monument of our great engineering past was declared structurally unsound in the 1980s, but was saved by a local campaign and a £7 million restoration project in 2002. Although Edwin Clark created similar boat lifts in Europe, Anderton remains the benchmark and the most famous of them all. Well, with all the shopping complete, James and Christina are cosy in a Jaguar.
So I am really warming to the car. Really warming to the car. And this kind of lifestyle, actually.
It's very nice, isn't it? Cocooned in leather and walnut.
Yes, we all like a bit of leather. Anyway, time for some well-earned shut-eye. Prepare yourselves, the third leg's auction looms. Our pair have made their way to the city of Liverpool for their antique showdown.
So this is third auction.
Yeah.
So a bit of a decider.
Goodness.
Today's auction is taking place at Cato Crane Auctioneers. Christina has spent £185 on 5 lots. James, even though he was brimming with cash, has been fairly frugal. He spent £240 also on 5 lots. What's the verdict on one another's buys, please?
Look at that. Puff, 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 puff. Well, I don't think it has a lot of puff, I'm afraid. £25. Come on, Christina. I thought we were an antique show. I'm not worried about that one.
Now, this is a fantastic box of coins. I mean, it's full of pennies, and you've even got some sixpences in here. For £15, I'm worried.
John Crane is today's auctioneer. What does he think of today's offerings?
The dreaded carpet. I'd be worried about it making good money. It's very worn and it's very pale. We'll see what happens. The item I think that'll do the best will be the jade bowl. Despite its colour, I think it's going to do very well.
Let's get comfy. The auction is about to begin. Today, we're also open to internet bidders.
Look at you scurrying in.
Oh, here we go.
This is
You
where I
excited?
this is where I get
Come
even
on.
further behind, isn't it?
Rubbish, rubbish.
First up, the auctioneer's top pick, Christina's jade bowl.
£50 to start with.
It's a cliffhanger.
50 is bid. 50 is bid in the room. Are you bidding now? 60, 70, 80. 80.
So this could be the one, Christina.
100. £90 is bid, 100. And 10, stay in 10s, 110.
He's keen. He's keen. 110.
120 anywhere. £110. Are you in again? 120 is bid. 120. 130 with you again now. Gentleman standing at £130. This time,
Not bad. Nice little earner.
I think you did well. Well done.
Thanks.
First profit.
The
First profit.
risk paid off, sort of.
It's James next with the large pair of Satsuma vases.
They're quite big.
They are quite big, aren't
Big and ugly.
I wasn't going to say that, but you said it, Sunshine.
Big and ugly.
£20 to start them off.
Oh dear.
20. Who's in at 20? 20 is bid. 22, 22, 24, 26, 26, 28, 28.
Keep going,
It's
sir.
quite ferocious bidding.
30 anywhere. £28, 30, 30, 30, 30, one more, 32. £32, 34 if you like. 34, 34, 36, 36. £36, all done up.
I'm hemorrhaging money.
Good.
Gonna finish the nice.
Oh dear, that's disappointing.
Syllabi.
Sid.
I've got money to burn.
Exactly, and I need to burn it, frankly.
Now, you two. It's Christina's angle lamp next.
£20 is bid. Well, 26 is bid on the internet.
Here we are.
Pounds, 26. Is there 28 anywhere in the room? 28 anywhere. 28 is
Yeah, it's got a bidder behind.
30 is bid on the internet. 32, sir. 34.
It is so funky. 38. It's roaring away.
40. 42 on the net. 45 is bid. 50 is bid.
It's your day. It's your day.
Gentleman standing in the room at 50.
Okay, I'll take that.
That's very good. £30.
Nice one, Christina. Could this be your lucky day?
Watch out, James, I'm coming up behind you.
Looks like it. Steady yourself, James. It's your silver card case next.
Don't start it at £30.
Well, start me at £30.
Oh.
Start me at 30. Anybody? Come on. 30 is bid right away.
Can't see.
35. 40. 45, sir. 45. 50. Yes or no? No. 45 is your bid, sir.
Go on, John.
Just almost.
£45. Done and finished. Sold at £45.
Uh-oh, the tide seems to be turning for James. Not in a good way.
Christina, stop laughing.
No, I'm not laughing.
You are
I'm feeling
laughing.
your pain. I'm
You
feeling
know
your.
you're laughing.
No.
Oh dear. Now for Christina's vintage kitchen rack.
£10 is bid.
£10 has got.
It's not a lot of money. I think they're absolutely wonderful. Nostalgic. They're great. £10 only. Give me 12, somebody.
Tough.
Anybody give me 12? Gentleman down there. £10 is bid.
But it's still a profit for our girl.
£10.
That's very good.
Double my money. 100%
Doubling your
profit.
money.
Yeah.
Talking of money, James's collection of pennies is next.
Is this this might be your first profit of the day?
Whoa.
Come on.
Who'll start me at a penny?
What?
Oh, bid. I've got a bit of a penny. Right, £5 for the whole lot. A penny each, I really meant to say, actually.
Ferocious bidding.
OK, £5 is all bid. 6 over there. 7 the gent. 8. 9.
10.
£8
Get a
there.
rhythm. Get a
Bids are coming in. 10 a penny. £9 there. 10 with you. £9. Well, any further bid? All done at £9. Gentleman on my left.
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
want to sell.
Oh no. Yet another loss for James. Unbelievable.
I thought that was worth much more than that.
So did I. That's why I bought them.
That's the general idea. Christina's trying puff now.
£20. Come on.
£20.
Trying to get £20.
15 if you like then. Who's in at 15 is bid? 15. I've got 15.
Too much. Too
I've got
much.
15 standing in the room. Do you want 16 on the net? 17. 18. On the net at 18. 18. Make it 20 on here now. Do you want 22, Mrs. A? 22 is bid in the room. 24.
24. Nearly. You're on the verge of greatness.
On the net. £22 in the room, standing. Nice thing.
That's a shame. Someone's got a good buy there.
I'm not smiling.
Yeah, so far.
I'm not smiling.
Much.
Maybe the room will love your little French table, James.
20 is bid. £20 is bid there. Any further bid? It's nice. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 45, 50, 55. £50 for the little stand. £50.
Go on.
£50 then, all done.
Profit!
No, that's very good, isn't it?
Thank goodness, your first profit of the auction.
Hasn't been my lucky day today.
Not yet. There's still a chance.
Still a chance.
Yeah.
Next, Christina's golden oak display cabinet.
£20 is bid. 30, 30, 40, 50, 60 I'm selling with you. 55.
See, I told you.
55.
55. £55 now. Any further advance on £55 now for the last time?
There we go.
Yet another profit for Christina.
So that'll go to a nice little tea shop, a sort of trendy bar.
James's Jerez carpet is the final lot.
Would you have it in your house?
Of course I would. I'd clean it first.
Yeah.
£20. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Anywhere. No bidding at 20. Thank you. £20.
£20.
Crying over that.
Really?
Okay, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it. It's a lot of carpet for the money, but £20 is going to be sold. Thank you, sir. £20. Sold.
Oh dear.
Sad face Braxton.
I made one loss.
You made one loss.
You made one profit.
I made one profit. It's very balanced.
Should we go back to Bolton?
Yeah, I think
Okay. Come on then, let's go get you.
How the mighty have fallen, eh, James? Time for the calculations. James began with £616.50 and after auction costs made a loss of £108.80. He has £507.70 for the penultimate leg. Christina started the third leg with £284.92. She has made a profit of £33.94 after costs. This makes Christina today's auction winner. She has £318.86 for the next leg of the trip.
Out into the sunshine.
Why are you so happy?
Isn't Liverpool the most amazing place in the world?
Cheer up, James. You're still in the lead. Next time on Antiques Road Trip, Christina makes a request.
Please don't buy any more carpets.
No. I do like the colours, though.
James plays the yogic master.
This is the sort of Zen art of buying antiques.
And Christina uses her head.
I imagine somebody sitting by the fire, thinking.
With diabetes and celiac disease in the family, mealtime